Hi, this is Frida. Today we are going to be using the Kitchener Stitch Method, or as grafting. What I have done is I have knit a scarf, and as the pattern says, to knit it in two pieces and then join, but I would like to do the Kitchener stitch so it would be invisible. I do not want to sew it, so I'm going to be using the Kitchener method to show the invisible weaving part. Okay, to start it, what you need is to have the two wrong sizes facing each other, and then having the front out, looking out. Okay, and what you need is you need a needle. What I have done is I knit all the way to the end of the thread of the yarn on two sides, so I used all of the yarn that I can. Okay, my needle is kind of tangled, and this is how you start. Let's get started. We're going to be using the purl way of. So just put the needle as you are purling, pull it all the way, and to the other side we're going to be using the knitting method. So pulled all the way, and now we're going to be using the knitting method. Okay, we're going to start doing the Kitchener stitch. So the first stitch is going to be as if to purl, and pull your yarn all the way, and then go across as if to knit. Careful to pull it on the side. Okay, now we're going to come back to the front as if to knit, and we're going to let that stitch go. Gently let it go, and we're going to using the purl method on the second stitch, and we're going to go back as if to purl, and we're going to let this stitch go. So pull it all the way gently, and when you're pulling, have your yarn on the side, and for the second stitch on the back as if to knit. And then come back as if to knit, and then we're going to let this go, and then pull the yarn all the way. And then the second stitch, purl, and then go back to the back needle on the first stitch as if to purl, and let that go, and pull the yarn all the way. And the second stitch on the back is to knit. Careful not to lose this one. Okay, and then we're going to come back, we're going to let this go as if to knit. As you can see, we're doing the opposite on each stitch. So we're going to purl and then go back, just let that stay there, and then go back to the back needle on the first stitch is to purl and let that go. And onto the next second stitch as if to purl, and then when we come back to the front needle on the first stitch as if to knit, and then let that go. So knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl. That's all we're doing. We're going to purl and stay, and then go back to the second needle on the front stitch as if to purl and let that go. On the second stitch we're going to be knitting. And continue doing this, and I'll meet you further on. And pull it all the way. We do the as if to knit and pulled it all the way up, and then let that stitch go gently, and then purl as if to purl on the second stitch and go across as if to purl and let that stitch go. Pull it gently, and then as if to knit that second stitch across. We don't let that go. So we come back to the first set of stitches on the first needle on the front, and as if to knit, and let that stitch go. So what we're basically doing is purl, second stitch, and go across to the other set of stitches, and purl this one and let that go, and just gently pull. And for the second stitch on the back, as if to knit, and then come back, don't let that go, and come back to the front set of stitches, and as if to knit and let this one go. Oops, went. Okay, and let this go. So basically what we're doing is we're purling, crossing over to the other set of knee stitches and purling that one and letting that go, and then pull all the way gently, and then knit the second stitch, and then come back. Okay, this has to be here on the back, and then come back as if to knit this one, and then let that go. So purl, knit, purl, go across, purl, let it go, knit, come back, knit, let it go, purl, purl, let it go, and that's how you continue. So I'm going to go and do most of the same way, and I'll meet you back here for a couple of stitches left on the end to finish the work, and I'll see you later. Okay, so I have just about 2, 4, 6, 7 stitches left on both sides, as you can see, and I have done the Kitchener stitch, and if you can look, there's nothing different as if just knitting straight. But when you look at the back, you can see a little bit of different. It looks like that it has been purled on both sides. So no sewing, no seaming, nothing. Just using the Kitchener stitch, and it looks fantastic. So I'm going to continue doing the last 7 stitches, and then we will be done, and we will be weaving the end of these yarns. Okay, so I'll meet you just 2 stitches later here. Okay, so we have 4 stitches left, and I will be continue using the Kitchener Stitch Method, and I just lost a stitch here. Okay, so grab the stitch, careful not to lose any more, and I was doing the back, so knit this one, leave it, come back to the front, knit this one, and then let it go, purl the second stitch, then go back and let this go, purl, and then knit that one, pull it gently, and then purl this one and let it go, and pull it gently, purl this stitch, go across, purl this stitch, let it go. Oh no, I don't want to lose it. Lost that stitch again, but I think I'm okay. Pull it gently, then knit this one, the last back stitch, come back. I think I lost it again, didn't I? It's here. Here we go. Sorry about this. When you are recording, this will happen. Just grab this. Okay, I grabbed it. So we got 1 stitch left on both. So remember, we did the knit here, so we're going to come back to the front and knit this last stitch that we don't want to lose again, and let that one go, pull it gently, then purl this one and let it go, and we are done. Yay! Okay, so I'm just going to weave these later on. Just wanted to show you how it looks like. See? Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And when you look at the back, looks like it's been purlized. So this is how you do the Kitchener stitch. I wish you liked the tutorial. Please do not forget to subscribe, share it with your family and friends, and I will be making more interesting tutorials. You have a great day. Thank you.